What led to me becoming homeless was my drug and alcohol addiction. I was like 14 years old and I quickly became pregnant.
I started to have symptoms of my mental illness, and I didn't know I had a mental illness, and ended up committing a violent crime and was incarcerated for over 10 years in a state hospital.
I burned all my bridges through my alcohol and drug use. You know, like when you don't have anywhere to go, then obviously like the place that you turn is to stay on a beach or on the street.
My husband started exhibiting symptoms from a disease we did not yet know he had called Huntington's disease, which is a neurodegenerative fatal illness. And my son ended up testing positive for juvenile Huntington's disease, and I was the sole breadwinner of my family. That's how I became homeless. I am an example of how you can go homeless from being sick or your family being ill in America.
Some of the things that I experienced being homeless was going from churches to churches, trying to get a bed, trying to get food, trying to get money for a hotel. When me and my daughter's father separated, that's when things got really hard because I had no support at all, no support. Doing things that I shouldn't be doing in order to just get a meal, in order to just get a blanket, clothes for my daughter.
I was having psychotic symptoms, and I didn't know how to handle it, so I decided that I was gonna kill myself.
You know, you're homeless and you see all these people driving by, you know, they have houses to live in, you know, they have beds to sleep in, and most people will have no idea in their lives what it's like.
There were times where I was just like, oh my God, how long is this going to happen? Like, oh my God. My son was terminally ill, in a wheelchair, living in the backseat of my car. My husband was in and out of nursing homes, and I felt for sure there had to be some service or agency or something in the city of Los Angeles that could help us.
What helped me realize that the life that I was living was not going to get me anywhere was I was held hostage by a human trafficker, and I was able to escape, but I knew that because of the choices that I was making in my life, that was the reason that happened. So shortly after that, I went to treatment for drugs and alcohol. And once I graduated from that program, I moved to Miriam's house.
When I made it out from being incarcerated, I went to transitional housing, and in transitional housing, I met a case manager from Edelman who was very kind, and he diagnosed me and told me that I had a mental illness. And so I started taking the medication, and I was blessed. The medication worked for me, and I got better.
So I connected with a place called New Directions for veterans, and I didn't know that I could get help with my discharge because I have an other than honorable, and New Directions still took me in, and like that's what you need when you feel like you have nobody.
It was around almost exactly 2 years after we had moved out of our home that we were able to get an appointment with St. Joseph Center.
Today, my life is completely different. Today, I live in Santa Monica. I have my own apartment in Santa Monica. I have a car. I work at Miriam's house as a program coordinator.
Ever since then, you know, my life has turned around since I've been clean and sober and taking my medication. I started attending Santa Monica College, and eventually I got a job at Edelman. I did some peer advocacy training, and I got qualified to be a peer advocate. I stepped up on second, and I've been working there for over 2 years.
It was a program that got me a roof over my head, and like, wow, it was incredible what had happened those 2 months there.
Like, everything that's happened for the reason that I'm supposed to take this and turn it somehow, using my own personal magic, into good for other people. So that's what I do.
I really want to help people with mental health issues and disabilities because I identify with them. I understand what it's like. So it's very important for me to do good, because I can also try to help other people and let them know I made it and you can make it too.
Working with St. Joseph Center and hearing about the Code Talk program, I realized that, I can use technology to help figure out ways to find solutions for these problems that I'm seeing, so that nobody like me falls through the cracks again.
My daughter Amara, she's in 3rd grade and she's 8 years old. Just to see the shift from her being scared, no stability, not knowing what's going to happen, to like stability, a hot meal, a roof over her head, a sober mom, has just been wonderful seeing that shift.